Hello, hello, hello. My name is Professor Natasha Tinsley, and I'm an assistant professor here in the Language and Literature Department, and I'm also the new Writing Center coordinator. So what I want to do is record a video for you that gives you a short rundown of the Writing Center, take you to the website so you can see what all it entails, what to expect, as well as how to make an appointment. So what I'm going to do now is share my screen. So I always like to start off on this screen because this is the bulldog.swasu.edu screen for students. And I start here because if you scroll down, it actually gives a lot of different links that are important for students to be aware of, that there are multiple resources for them. So if you click on the Writing Center link, it will take you to the Writing Center homepage. And of course, this video will be deleted once this one is done, because the idea is that the tutors change, tutor/consultants, you'll hear me use that term often, and other things change. So this video will be updated every semester. So if you go to the first page, what you see is the different consultants. And it not only shows the days and the hours that they're working, it also shows the mode that they'll be actually consulting. So it'll either be online or in person. This is important for you. Number one, make sure you check that the day and the time works. Also, make sure that you check whether you want to be online or in person. Because if you try to see this, if it says online and you go to the Writing Center, you're not going to see them. If it says in person and you try to contact them online, it's not going to happen. So you do want to make sure you pay attention to the day, the time, as well as how the consultation, the actual location of the consultation. So it shows you all the different consultants that we have and the times they're available. So what I'm gonna do now is go through this list over here to go through the different steps and the different expectations that you will encounter at the Writing Center. So we start off with information about the Writing Center. So this is important because it gives you the expectation. So the main takeaway I want to make sure you have, you of course can read through this because you're not expected to memorize anything, but the main takeaway that I want to make sure that you get is that this is a consultation, meaning it's a conversation. It is a back and forth. The consultant is going to be asking you questions about the assignment. So it's important for you to either be familiar with the assignment, have the assignment sheet printed out, or have access to the assignment sheet in some way. Because our goal is to look at the global concerns. We are going to look at the overall as far as cohesion, as far as understandability, as far as adhering to the assignment sheets that are in today. So the idea is we're looking at all the global concerns, and it does give you a list of them. So we are looking at organization. We're looking at, do you have an argument if you're supposed to have an argument? Are you adhering to that thesis statement if you're supposed to create a thesis statement? Now, that does not mean that we will not look at grammatical or sentence structure, sentence level issues like that. But the primary goal is ensuring that you are adhering to the project as it was presented to you. So we are going to be asking you questions. We are going to be talking back and forth because that is the intention, that is a conversation. Things that you cannot expect. You can come in during any process of the writing, whether it be brainstorming, whether it be a draft, whether it be an outline, whether it be the final copy. So you can come in during any step, but if it's a pretty long paper, you do want to understand that we probably will not be able to go through the entire paper in that half-hour period. You can make multiple consultations if you need to, but in a single session, there is only so much that can be done. We cannot tell you what grade you're going to get. We have zero idea what grade you're going to get because we are not your instructor, we're not your professor. So it's important for you to be aware of that. We are going to give you tools and strategies to help improve the paper, but we cannot guarantee what grade you will get. At the end of the day, we are only giving you suggestions because it is a consultation, it is a back and forth. You are the writer. You need to take agency. It is your paper. So that's why we talk to you, to make sure that we are adhering to what the expectation is, because you are going to be the authority of the expectation. And if I look kind of weird in this, it's because Zoom always throws me off. I know the camera's right there, but my face is over there. So just keep that in mind. That's why I look a little crazy. So those are the main takeaways. Another big one that I want to make sure that we get, because we actually hear this all the time, we will not proofread your paper. We are not editors. Again, like I said earlier, it doesn't mean we won't look at sentence level or grammatical issues, but we will not go through and fix your paper. I am going to do my best not to use that word fix, because it is an inappropriate word, because you are not broken. The work is not broken. Our goal is to give you tools and strategies to improve the writer, improve you, so you can go back and improve your paper. So we do not promise your paper will be error-free, because we are not going to go through and proofread your paper. But we are going to make sure that if we notice something, that we are giving you tools and strategies to ensure that the paper does get improved, to ensure, basically we're trying to ensure the writer's improved so they can go back and improve their paper. So those are the big takeaways, but of course, all the information is here. You don't have to memorize anything, just go back and read it. So if we click on online consultations. So if none of those appointment times work for you, whether it be online or in person, you absolutely have the option of just emailing your paper. You can just send the paper to us. Again, with the understanding that we are not going to proofread it, but we are going to make sure to still give you advice, tools, and strategies to make the paper better. We ask that you give us at least 48 to 72 hours. The more time you give us, the more beneficial our comments will be, because you'll actually have time to apply them. So give us that time. We also give you a list of questions to answer. Please, please, please do not send your paper in without answering these questions, because what your consultant is going to do is they're going to email you back and be like, hey, would you please answer these questions so we can start the process? So it is crucial that you do answer these questions. Also, please make sure that you are sending your paper to Writing Center at SWOSU.edu, not natasha.tinsley@swosu.edu. I'm not looking at your paper. I'm not even going to sit and lie to you. I'm not going to look at your paper. You do need to actually send it to the Writing Center, because if you send it to me, I'm going to send you an email that says, here's the website that you will need in order to properly submit your paper. So make sure you're sending it to the Writing Center, not to me, because that's important. That way we don't slow down the process. So send it to the Writing Center and make sure to answer these questions. All right, so if we click on faculty, this is the whole point of this recording is for you to give it access to give access to your students, so they could get a rundown of what the Writing Center is. If you still feel as if you want a consultant to come to your class, you absolutely can still schedule that. You can also schedule time to come into the Writing Center with your class to either show them, basically to make sure they know where the Writing Center is, for them to set up their accounts, and to ask any questions. So you definitely still have those options available to you. And you can send a request either to the Writing Center email or to me in that regard. Like, students, please don't send your papers to me, but faculty, staff, professors, you absolutely can send requests to me about setting an appointment with the Writing Center, and I will 100% take those. There's also a short little blurb that you can add to your syllabus. It's a little late in the semester, but you can still add this, or you can have this for later semesters. That just gives a short rundown for your students. This is a free service. I'll try and make sure to repeat that often, that this is a free service for students to use. They do not pay for it. They can use it as many times as they need to on as many different projects, which is also what I want to make sure faculty is aware of, is that the Writing Center is capable of working with any writing component, whether it be from mathematics, whether it be from the medical field, whether it be from the science field. We are more than capable of working with any writing component from any discipline. All right, so working in the Writing Center. While these services are free, meaning students can use the Writing Center for free, consultants who work in the Writing Center get paid. It is a paid position. So normally it's English majors, but honestly, we welcome anyone from any field, because the more disciplines we have working in the Writing Center, the more diverse it is, the more beneficial it is for students. So you don't have to be an English major or minor or communications to work in the Writing Center. And it is a campus job. So it is 20 hours minimum, well, maximum, I'm sorry, it's 20 hours maximum. And if you have another campus job, you have to split those hours. But if either faculty sees a student that they think would be a good fit, or if students decide that they may want to work in the Writing Center, please contact me. I absolutely will talk to you, and we can go over any questions you have and do a consultation on what the Writing Center is about and what it entails and what it needs to work there. You will have to take a peer tutoring class, but that class can also work as an elective to for any major or minors. For any major that you're taking, it can function as an elective. So it's not just, it is a class that's required for this degree, but it will also fit into your plan to ensure that you graduate on time. So if you have any questions or concerns, if you are interested, either faculty find somebody is interested, or if students are interested, so faculty can either send the student my way or send me their information. I absolutely will contact them, whatever works best for you. I am not going to click on this Writing Center benefits because that is literally just a rundown of what exactly I just said in PowerPoint form. So if you want to click on that, you absolutely can't talk today. So I am going to click on making an appointment. And let's see, it did log me in. I, of course, already have an account, so I'm going to log out. And of course, I've successfully logged out. So if you have an account, you, of course, log in. If you do not have an account, then you would click on register for an account. All the asterisks are what's required. So email address is required. Doesn't have to be your SWOSU email. It can be any email address that you use regularly. Just remember which one you input. Of course, we need your first and last name. Telephone number is not required. We do need to know your year classification, but of course you can do other if you're undecided. Password, obviously, it can be just anything you can remember. That's really all it is. So asterisks are required. Email address could be any email address you want to use. Password, just anything that you can remember. Once you're done, of course, you take complete registration. I am, of course, going to cancel because I already have an account. So I'm going to log in. It should default to spring, but if it doesn't, make sure that you are clicked on spring 2022 and then log in. So what you will see is the current day that we are on. So today is Wednesday. So you'll see the day and then who is working and the times they're available. So what I want you to also look, if you remember from the first page, it showed the consultant's name, it showed the days they worked as well as the times, and if they're in person or online. So here you will see another reminder that will tell you online. So if you click on that person, it will again get a reminder, yes, schedule online. If you're like, no, I don't want to schedule online, it's not going to give you the option to change it. So make sure you're kind of paying attention to that. If you want an in-person, then you want to make sure to choose in-person. So I'm going to close this one out and show you that you will see, you notice that there's two different names. I mean, two the same names. And the point of that is that this person, they are available in person as well as online. So again, make sure you're paying attention to these little reminders. And if you click on an in-person one, you don't see anything. So the online is just to make sure to remind you that that consultation is online. So this person is in person. So if you decide that you want the in-person one, I need to leave the client one blank because I'm making it for myself. And that may or may not be what you have to do. That's how it's working for me, but I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if that's because I'm the director. Because normally what happens is if you start typing in, it will have a little drop box of the different people, but you might have to leave it blank also since you're making it for yourself. So kind of pay attention to that. So if it tells you that it won't, matter of fact, I'm gonna show you what'll happen if I put something in there. So what I'm gonna do is fill out my name. And again, the asterisks are what's required. So I am currently teaching Comp 2. I am the instructor, so I'm just gonna put my name. Project, they are working on archive project. Citation, so you do need to tell us if you are working with citations, whether it's MLA, APA, AMA, things of that nature. For this project, that my student's not required to do a citation, so I'm going to put no citation. If the citation style isn't listed, you will need to hit other, but then of course tell us, either bring us an example or tell us what citation it actually is. Again, my students aren't required to do a citation. We do need the due date. So theirs is due Tuesday, and I've already done this one, so February 1st. I don't require my students to come, so I'm going to say no. So if you require your students to come, faculty, staff, professors, please know that the consultant is not going to contact you. If you want proof that your student has come, the consultant is going to send your student an email that states, "Thank you for completing your appointment at the Writing Center." Please ask your student to forward that email to you, because that's the proof that they went. The consultant's not going to contact you because we legally cannot tell you what went on in the consultation. Only the student can do that because that is their information and we're not allowed to disclose that. So we will not inform you what the student talked about. And again, the email if you do ask us, the email that we send you is going to be the same thing as student, but the consultants don't have time to send you those emails. So please make sure to have your student forward that email to you. And that will also make sure the student knows if the consultant does neglect to send that for whatever reason, they can contact the consultant, like, could you please forward the email that states that I completed the consultation? So the consultant will send that email to the student, and then the student will need to forward that email to you. If you require them to, or if you just want proof. I don't require them to, but I do tell them they will receive extra credit. So if they forward that email to me, then they will receive extra credit for going to the Writing Center. So I'm going to hit create appointment, and it's going to tell me that I am wrong because I put my name there. So if you receive this message, make sure that you just take your name out of the client box. So I'm just going to make sure my name is not in the client box. I'm going to hit create appointment again, and now it was successful. So if you get that message that says not completed, that it didn't go through, either one of the required boxes wasn't filled out, or you don't want to put your name in that box. So if you go back to the home page, you will see the appointment is there. So if you click on it, it will say appointment was done successfully. Here's the dates, here's the time, and you will be meeting with the tutor Spencer. If you need to edit, then click on edit the appointment. You can change it, any information you need to. So if you click on edit, it'll bring you back to that page. Your name will still be at the top, the time, it'll allow you to edit all the other information. If you realize now everything's good, then hit save. If for whatever reason you need to cancel, that's perfectly fine too. Just hit cancel appointment. It'll ask you, are you sure? You're like, yes, I am sure. And it will tell you appointment was successfully canceled. And then if you go back to the home page, the appointment is gone. So again, make sure you're paying attention to whether it's online or in person, and fill out all the required boxes that have asterisks on them. All right, so that should be the end. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. All right, well, thank you for going through this with me. If you have any questions or concerns or confusions, you of course can contact me at natasha.tinsley@swosu.edu. Just a reminder, students, it is a free service. You do not pay anything for it. You can make as many consultations if you need to. And I did say students, but literally it is writers. It's anyone, faculty, staff, professors, students, anyone with any writing project from any discipline. Please make sure that you fill out those questions. If you're doing an online consultation, meaning you're sending it through the email and you don't have time to actually meet with a consultant, because it will just make sure the process runs smoothly, because your consultant will contact you to let you know, like, hey, you need to fill these out. Please do not send your papers to me because they will not be reviewed. I am going to send you an email letting you know, like, please make sure that you make an appointment at the Writing Center or that you use our email service, which is writingcenter@swosu.edu. All right, if you do have any questions or concerns that are not covered in this video, please feel free to contact me. Otherwise, have a good semester. Make sure you stay safe, and hopefully I will see you at the Writing Center.